Hey, welcome to Three Conservative Gimps, where we give you the information you need to make a sound decision at the ballot box. We've got a great show for you today. Hey, it is actually Three Conservative Gimps this week, so sit back and enjoy the show. What we're going to be talking about is the terrorist attack in Moscow. We'll be talking about that, and also Lauren Boebert changing another district. We'll be talking about that as well. So let's get this show going, and let's bring in our beloved friend who we sorely missed these last few weeks. And also, we want to extend our hearts and prayers out to him and thank him for coming back. So let's welcome Lloyd Mendenhall. Welcome.
Hey guys, Art, thank you. That was nice. And one thing I want to say is I appreciate all of the comments, the heartfelt, the calls, the well wishes, and everything. It's something I'm dealing with and trying to get by day to day. But Judy was all about me being able to move on a little bit, and this is sort of the I've taken this weekend to kind of get myself set up. As I said it on Facebook, I'm heartbroken, but I had almost 43 years with the woman, and I think she got to the point I was getting hard to put up with. So, but no, it was. It's appreciated that all the kindness that the YouTube community, the drone community, and everybody has just reached out to me. And there's not a day go by that I don't hear from somebody. And that's helping me muddle through. I'm kind of at a loss of what to do with my life right now because I've been a caretaker for at least 15 years, and now suddenly I'm not a caregiver anymore. It's like I've been a husband for almost 43 years, and I'm like, what's my job? My kids are grown, and for that matter, so are most of my grandkids. So it's uh, just it's just muddling along. But I appreciate and I miss being on the show, and I miss doing this. So I actually did a vlog today that I think I'm going to post tonight. I can now start doing my vlogs again because I'm not having to use my phone to monitor Judy and keep track of her. And so I'm finding little things to do. But I'm glad to be back. Let's get on with the show. Enough of my
Alrighty, let's
depression.
welcome our good friend all the way from the blue state of New York, where it is snowing there. Let's welcome Charles Skoleski. Welcome.
Hey, Art. Hey, Lloyd.
Hey,
Glad to have you back, sir.
Char- Charles. My mind was somewhere else. You're going to find out with me. My mind just drifts all over sometimes. So worse than usual.
Yeah.
So
Well, there you go.
yeah,
There
exactly.
you
Oh, my goodness.
You may have to do that on occasion.
go.
That's one serious mug.
Do what?
Yeah.
That thing you just drank from, that's massive.
Yeah, it's huge. It holds two 20-ounce tumblers of coffee, and my coffee maker died on me, so I had to go buy a new one. So I bought one of these fancy ones that it's still not big. This is still too big to fit in
No.
there. And believe it or not, they're selling some of these things for like $50 for this size.
Yeah.
I paid $12 for it over at the Hobby Lobby store.
Oh,
All
wow.
right.
And it's
That's
double
awesome.
insulated. It's got a great lid to it. It came with a metal straw, and I fill that up once in the daytime. I put in my Yeti cup in my coffee maker and fill it up. Dump it in there, fill it up again. And I've got a frother, so I
There you
frothing,
go.
Ooh.
and I have good coffee all day long, and then
Ah,
after the show, I'm going to switch. After the show, I'll switch over to hot tea, which is what I drink at night.
there you go. But you said straw
You're right.
instead of straw.
Do what?
You said straw instead of straw.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, because I was expecting you to throw an extra R in there. A
No,
straw.
no. Like in the word wash. No, I said straw the way it's
Horse.
supposed to.
uh,
Yeah,
well,
Ronnie, I am glad I still have a mind. There's days I wonder, but
well, let's say hello to everybody in the chat. We've got Steve Knowles, all the way from jolly old England. We've got Ronnie, God bless America. And we got John, Mr. JRCs. And Brian, Waypoint, New England. Joey J. Bird. Uh, who else we got here? And Mr. JRC is now blue now. Made him a moderator. Oh, Chris Hope's here, which is good. It's been a while since Chris has been here. And boy, we've got a great crowd. I mean, we got up to 24 watching. Yeah, 24 right now, right above me. So, which is great. That's awesome. So, yeah, if we could keep on this trend and grow this channel and have a good year and finally get monetized on this. I mean, I'm almost at 500. That's all I need is 500. But I
got to
don't
have
have
those
to
watch
watch
hours.
Yeah. So if you folks would like to, I don't know, watch all my live streams, which are an hour long, and put it on a loop, that'll generate some watch hours for me.
Yeah, if this channel gets monetized, Charles and I may actually get paid for a change.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. I'm sure Art's going to be
Yeah,
right
I
there to.
got my Let's Go Brandon shirt on tonight.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll be able to pay for my mom's operation.
So we had some interesting events or tragic events happening in the last few days. We had a terrorist attack at the Crocus concert hall in Moscow, Russia, and ISIS K, not to be confused with ISIS J, is taking responsibility for it. And good old Putin, he's trying to blame the Ukrainians on this by saying, yeah, they were trying to escape into Ukraine. It's like, Moscow is pretty far away from Ukraine unless they were on a train or something that was headed that way. And you're right, Mr. JRC. I thought they were buds, and I bet. And they captured the guys that did this. They killed 130 people last count, and pretty much destroyed the complex. They burnt it to the ground, and so I bet when they go, they probably recovered the rifles or guns that were used, and I bet you they'll find out it came from from them, because they like to give away arms,
they do.
especially in the Middle East to the guys that hate us, like Iran and Afghanistan. Although Afghanistan has our stuff, and they're giving that stuff to the Hamas and Hezbollah guys.
Yeah.
So I think what's going to end up happening is once Russia pinpoints who did this, you're going to see a lot of stuff happening in the Middle East because they don't F around. Because that's
Yeah,
why they haven't had a terrorist attack in so long. Because the last time there was a terrorist attack, not only did they take out the people that did that, they took out their family.
yeah.
So they don't mess around, and so it'll
I would
be
have
interesting.
I
Yes,
would have thought that ISIS was more aligned with, say, Georgia than and that's where I would have, rather
yeah,
than Ukraine. Uh, but
right,
but I first off, I don't really feel sorry. I mean, I feel very sorry for the families that lost loved ones.
right,
There's that can't that's terrorism is unacceptable on any level, no matter even if it's against our enemies.
mhm,
And
right,
to be honest with you, I think had Joe Biden not started ponying up with the Ukrainians and sending them all the arms, there wouldn't be an extended. I was against that war on several levels. One, we didn't need to be supporting the people that were trying to bribe their way into the White House under
hmm,
Vice President Biden.
right,
That whole regime over there was crooked. Even I don't trust the new guy anymore, and I do the old guys.
right,
Uh, and I think that as far as the Russians go, I mean, Vladimir Putin, I think, is a stronger leader than the current leader we have
right.
by a long
And
shot.
he just won another election,
Yeah, a landslide.
landslide.
But then wasn't his last
His opponent
opponent
died.
died? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So funny
hmm,
how that works over there.
yeah,
But I don't think we should. We shouldn't be messing around with. We should have never pushed the thing about the Ukraine joining NATO. I think that's what
right,
pushed. And that was a Joe Biden move.
right,
We didn't have this problem with under President Trump. Uh,
right. That's true.
you know, the only thing that the Russians were accused of was colluding with him, and of course that turned out not to be true.
Hmm,
That was the Democrats. It was Hillary Clinton that was colluding with them, not you
right,
know. But that's not in the news very much. But still,
right.
I mean, yeah, I feel sorry for ISIS, and that on the other hand, uh, that's probably going to open up a can of worms over in the Middle East because Iran may say they don't support ISIS, but I do not believe that in the least bit. I think ISIS gets its support. Yeah, exactly, Joey. Exactly, peace through strength. And I think Iran is as mixed up with ISIS as they are with Hezbollah and
Right.
Hamas.
Hmm. Yep.
So, and like you said, the tragedy of it is that most of those weapons that were provided to ISIS came right from Russia.
I like what Ron says, Ronnie. Or
Mary Burke,
very
that'll
good.
work. Yeah, yeah, that'll
Yeah.
work.
Hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
She
So,
could distract my enemies, so to speak.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Maybe she could build something out on the rose garden, and everybody will be, get all the cameras looking. Hey, she's just wearing overalls, and that's it.
yeah.
Look out. Wow. Imagine that.
Am, Charles, you're not freezing up on my screen, but Art is. Are you? Am
I
I
have,
freezing up on?
oh, yeah, because I'm getting that
Yeah.
fucking indicator right above me that says that has the Wi-Fi signal strength. Yeah.
Okay.
So let me close out some tabs. That might might help some. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, there you go. So I closed out all the tabs. I still, you know what? I'll just close out Facebook as well, and that'll probably help. So it's just StreamYards and YouTube that are open.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I got YouTube over on the big
Thank you,
screen.
Mr. Skyfly.
And that's how I'm watching all the comments and stuff. So we got Joel, Mr. Skyfly in the chat, and Andrew. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Uh, so we got that going on in Russia, and now I just learned something just before the show. There is another group in Gaza. They're called the Sons of Gaza, and they are freedom fighters, and they're kind of, you know, they're pissed off at Hamas, and they want to, push them out. So maybe that might be our way to force Hamas out by arming these guys, and they could take care of Hamas. I bet you Hamas is probably not that big, but because they had all the weapons and they were able to control their citizens, now we got some new guys on the block that are kind of having, they don't want any more of this violence because
Well, yeah. Beyond the sons of what were they? The sons of what? Gaza.
oh Gaza,
Yeah, they are probably the former PLO people that
right,
got pushed out, and it's the old saying, "The enemy of my enemy is my friend." But
right.
I
That's
think you said you were talking, was it on last night's show? You were talking about the scorpion in the scorpion.
Jaguar or the coyote,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
whatever it was, swimming across, and the scorpion stung him, knowing that they were both going to drown. Because he's a scorpion. Well, that's
Hmm.
what these guys are.
Right. Hmm.
Hang on a second here.
Right. So yeah, that's a interesting turn of events there. So they
Using the
were,
wrong mic.
yeah, they were, they're a bunch of ninnies. They're saying, well, why don't you have ships bring in humanitarian supplies? And it's like, well, you can't just park a ship off the coast of Gaza. Otherwise, it becomes a target of
Yeah.
Hamas. Yeah,
Well, and Hamas actually controls all the ports right now over there.
right.
So
Hmm.
so
Yeah,
they're just going to take it and use it for what they see fit, and use it to bribe the people into supporting them.
right. Hmm.
So and that's the reason. And I think that we're very. Uh, I think that the administration right now trying to push for uh,
Ceasefire
Netanyahu to
to
ceasefire.
resign. No,
Yeah, I
that's
think
not.
that's a mistake.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look who the president is. He's the guy
Well,
that's
and
wrong on every foreign policy his
yeah,
whole political career.
yeah, and personally, the only reason he would jump on the bandwagon about ceasefire is because of the radical left, and that's fine because the radical left right now is not. It's really not the majority, and I think they'd find it a
Oh
lot
no,
more
they're just a small
small
small group.
group.
I
But
mean,
if
just a
that's who he kowtows to, well, that's just going to make it that much easier to get Trump elected.
right.
But I go back to what I've said in the past. I don't think Biden is going to be the nominee.
Yep.
I think he'll
We
drop out.
shall see.
I
He's
think he'll
got
drop out at the convention.
right.
Uh, you know, and then
You
they'll
think
find
it'll be
somebody.
Gavin Newsom, or maybe they might persuade RFK Jr. to come in?
I don't think they will. Well, I don't know. It depends. They might. That might be an option, but I think if that was an option they wanted, they would have already primaried him. You know,
Right.
and I don't know if RFK Jr. could beat Trump, and I don't think I know Biden can't. And Newsom, well, his record go. Just look at California,
Yeah. Yeah.
but sort of like I think that some of these foreign agents have infiltrated our country through the border crisis. I think a lot of Newsom's agents have infiltrated places like Texas and other places, South
Right.
Florida. You know, through this. You know, they left California. They voted for him, and they voted for the people that's raising their taxes, but yet they don't want to live there now. So maybe they need to find a better way of voting instead of and go back
Right.
to California.
Mhm.
So I just look at anybody that's come from California in the last 5 years as just enemy agents that infiltrated our state or
Right.
our
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
they're and
Well, and that's why Colorado's blue.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly. All the Californians that came to Colorado and they
Californians, New York, Oregon, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan. Yeah. Even, well, we get a lot of people from Texas moving here, and I would imagine they're probably from Austin or maybe Houston or,
right,
yeah,
right, yeah, they're probably from one of the college towns,
right.
and
Hmm.
our dear friend Kelly Shore comes up to Colorado quite a bit, and
Yep.
in his words, he's a snowflake, and he's proud of it.
Yep.
So
Yeah, but he's
uh,
a nice
he's
snowflake.
he is the
He's not,
nicest snowflake I know.
yeah.
He really is. I'm not picking on Kelly in that respect, but it just goes to show you, he's very comfortable in Colorado, and
Hmm.
that's okay. Kelly's a great guy. I
Hmm.
don't judge him by his politics. I judge him by who he is, and that's
Right,
really the way we should judge everybody.
right, right. Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. So, that's
That's
what's
good, Ronnie. Says he'll never vote Democrat until he passes away.
right.
Yeah. So
Well, here, our state legislature here is trying to pass some more gun laws. It's not going to do anything to stop the gun violence. All it's going to do is disarm the law-abiding folks, and and not only that, they're trying to stop uh, oil and gas drilling in the state. So it's like, oh God. I mean, we're going to be like New York, where New York doesn't allow fracking in its state, and I don't. And New York has a lot of oil underneath it. It's just that the state won't allow companies to come in and drill for it. Yeah,
yeah,
and where Pennsylvania has large oil deposits and coal as well.
right.
So yeah, I mean it's going to get to a point where you have some states will have really high electric rates because they killed off their power supply. They say,
Yeah,
"Oh, we got to go to renewables." Well, you need fossil fuels to keep the green energy going. Otherwise, uh, because
yeah. What's
wind turbines can't turn all the time if there's no wind, or
yeah,
if it's really really cold and you can't turn those
yeah,
blades. Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah? Ask Texas. They found out about it, man. And
And
Germany. Yeah, look at what happened with Germany a few years back.
and with solar, you can't. The sun's not out every day, and then you have
And
the
they
problem with hail. Hail is very detrimental on solar panels.
Oh yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
why it's a better option in the Philippines because, well, even though they do have cloudy weather, but it's not all the time. They're far enough south to where they can get enough radiant sunlight to
Yeah. Yeah.
generate electricity. I want electric vehicles. Right. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where are all these electric stations? I thought they were supposed to pop up like gas stations.
Yeah.
People are,
Yeah.
they're selling all
Well,
these
they are a
cars.
lot. They are out west.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few in my neighborhood, but I don't see them at like I don't know, Bucky's or Love's, along the interstate. Uh,
I forgot where I was at. It was somewhere here in town, and I don't know. I pulled in there for something and I happened to look over and up in like the end parking spots out there, up towards the front. I looked and I thought, oh my God, those are electric charging stations. But it was at a place that you just wouldn't think to go to for an electric charging. It was like,
right.
I don't know, it was
Hmm.
like at a dollar store parking lot or something like that.
Right.
If you can
It,
afford an electric vehicle, you ain't shopping at a dollar store, you know,
that's true.
you know, or $1.25 store now, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, or it was at it was some odd place that you just wouldn't like. Those are the only ones I've seen in town, and this is where they're at. Really? Okay.
Right. Right.
It was just a real out of the way place that I didn't expect to see it. So, and I haven't been there since, so it's obviously someplace I don't go to very often.
Well, we've got more breaking news on Lauren Boebert. And Lloyd, if you've been following the saga, she jumped ship to run in CD4, and Ken Buck, Friday was his last day. He resigned, so they're going to have a special election in June, and which is like right around the time of the primary. So Lauren Boebert is not going to run in the. Hold on. She's not going to run in this special election. Uh, so she's going to, because otherwise, if she does that, she'll have to resign her seat she currently holds. And that would be one less Republican in the
And they can't
House.
afford any more. They're only up by one seat now.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, there's congressman that just resigned up in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So so now the news is that she's thinking about running in PD5, which is Colorado Springs, which is El Paso County and to the west. And so and there's already a crowded field of people running in that district. And along with our current EOP chairman is running in that district. So here's the other thing that's going on. Chairman Dave Williams is running as a American First Party. And if he's
Okay.
doing that, he should resign his chairmanship. Because if he's going to run in another party, he shouldn't be a Republican running the Republican Party. So,
Is he running in a different party, or is he running as an American First Republican?
well,
Be-
from what I understand, he's running as American First, and that's another another separate party, as far as I know.
because,
But
well, because there's a big movement, and that's the people that Donald Trump is supporting, and they're Republicans, but they're called American First Republican, or American First
okay, I got
candidates.
it.
So he He might be running as an American First, but he's running as American First Republican.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's there's a lot of them out there, and those are the ones that are getting the support from Donald Trump because they're not about they're about America, not about any constituency or well, they're about the constituency, but they're about what is best for America. That's what America's First is,
Right.
and almost there are no America First Democrats, but
Right.
they're
No.
a bunch
Yeah.
of rhinos.
Yeah.
And now we've got these others that are the American First. So
Right.
I suspect what you're hearing is that this person is a Republican that was running under the America's First ideals.
Okay. I see. Okay. hmm So that's what's going on in
I think I
that
muted my
neck.
mic that time.
So that makes it really interesting. So let's see. The front
You're right,
runner.
Ronnie. We do. We have 435 members of the Delegaffs.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, in
Yeah.
America.
Seat 4. The front runner is Jerry Sonnenberg, who is a rancher up there in Sterling, Colorado. If you don't know where Sterling is, it is right near the Nebraska Panhandle, way up in the northeast corner of the state, and it's right along the South Platte River.
Right.
And Jerry, I've met Jerry. I've known him for, God, 12, more than that, 14, 15 years now, when I first ran for office back in 2010. Lloyd, why don't you have a sip?
Yeah, hang on a second. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm muting my headset. I'm not muting my mic. I'm trying to figure out how
Yeah,
to mute
that's
my mic.
right.
Yeah. Let me step away for just a minute. Let me drop down here.
All
Actually,
right.
I can do this. Mute my mic. Well, I can't do that either.
Yeah. Well, let me mute it for you. There you go. You're making me want it as well. Go pop a lozenge. Yeah, get a Ricola. All right, I'll bump him out until he comes back. And so that's what's going on in Congress. We've got a congressman up in the 8th district in Wisconsin who has decided to bail. And it's going to be a really interesting election cycle this year. We're going to have, if the Republicans do a good job and hold on to the House, we'll have a lot of really new faces. And hopefully, we get work together and do what we did back in the 90s and actually have a budget. Hey, imagine that. We had a budget instead of a CR every quarter or every 6 months, something like that. Let's do that. Let's have a budget and let's freeze some of the programs. And that way we could get a handle on the spending and start cutting down on the deficit and get that under control and actually have a balanced budget, which would really
be a first.
Yeah. Well, the last time that happened was during Bill Clinton's administration. But it just seems like both parties want to spend. It's just that the Republicans don't spend as much as the Democrats. They like to balance it a little bit with the tax rate cuts to grow the economy and kind of grow our way out of this deficit, and it just at this point with this huge deficit, what are we? We're over $30 trillion.
Yeah, it's some insane number like that.
Man, I remember when George Bush, the second, it was $10 trillion. And then under Obama, it just went, it just pretty much doubled.
Yeah, it almost doubled.
Yep. Yeah. McDaniels, which is Romney's daughter, she finally resigned. Ronnie says it's 34 trillion is suggested. Wow. So we got new people at the helm at the GOP. So it'll be interesting to see if we could raise funds to get our candidates over the finishing line and get them into office. And we got Michael, Cool Cat. Good to see you, sir.
Hey, Michael.
Awesome. And because we need to hold on to Congress. If we get the Senate as well, we get a lot of stuff done. My only worry is then, these weak-kneed Republicans who hate Donald Trump will throw a monkey wrench into, to get a handle on the spending. But as we know, Romney is not running for another term, but I think he's got another 2 or 4 years left because Senate is 6-year term. So, and that'll be interesting to see how that falls out. And Marjorie Taylor Greene wants out. A lot of people want out Johnson. And Johnson.
Oh, wow, what happened? What did he do?
Because he's the one that got this latest bill through. And it's like, well, what do you want? Do you want to just have the government shut down? I mean, that doesn't look good for the Republicans if we do that. Especially during an election cycle. We don't want that to happen. And the thing that I like about Mike Johnson is he's not a millionaire. He doesn't have any stocks. And so he's not using insider information to make himself rich like these other members of Congress and Senate. So, and he's just trying to do what he can with the support he's got. And he's walking a tightrope just like Kevin McCarthy was. And Kevin McCarthy wasn't as popular. And I've met Kevin, nice guy. All right. Mr. Cough-a-Lot is back. So, and let me unmute him. Oh,
I'm back. Well, we've got the trees budding out. It's going cold, hot, warm.
Oh,
my allergies are killing me right now.
Yeah.
And smoking doesn't help.
Yeah.
I'll be the first to admit that. But anyways, I went and took me some allergy stuff and some cough syrup and
good. Take a Ricola.
Yeah. Well, I took a Tessalon Pearl and I have some really good hydrocodone cough syrup, so I'll be a happy camper in a few minutes too.
Oh, good.
Not like getting stoned on prescription drugs. It is mine. It's not stuff left over from Judy's.
There you go. So,
anyways.
what is going on in your neck of the woods, Lloyd, politically wise?
Political wise, I don't know because I've kind of been out of the loop for a little while.
Yeah.
But well, I'll say one thing: we do have politics going on, and I think our local state assembly election, or House election. I saw the name, kind of blew my mind. I was driving down the road and I glanced at it and I thought, wait a minute, I recognize the last name. I looked at it again, and our school district superintendent is running for the local House seat.
Right.
His name is Jared Mendenhall. So if he
Oh,
gets elected, maybe I can talk him into helping me out.
there
Get
you
out
go.
some legal troubles I might have in the future.
Uh huh. Yeah,
Don't
there
even
you
know the guy. People ask me, "Oh, you related to the superintendent of the school district?" I said, "Don't even know the man."
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm
Maybe
not
it's just your
related, but
cousin way back when. Yeah. Ask
yeah,
him,
we're
hey, do
related.
you have any relatives in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, and but yeah, I mean, I used to have a ton of relatives, but most of them have died out now.
Yeah. Yep.
You know. Hang on just a second. Yeah, I'll catch that.
Okay.
I'll catch him later. That's
There you go.
my cousin Travis. So, uh,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Turn the volume down. There you
Yeah, I'll shut my.
go.
Well, I've
That's
shut my
good.
ringer off the day of the funeral, and it was 2 days before I realized, man, nobody's been calling. And then I looked down, and I had 20 missed calls. Like, oh shit, I better turn the ringer back on. I forgot I'd done that.
There you go. There you go.
So
So here in Colorado, yeah, we're going to have our state assembly. Yeah, I think in June, and I'm not even really much into what's going on here in Colorado because it's so screwed up, and we gotta. Are you okay, Charles? You're
Yep.
looking a little tired there. Yeah, just that I don't even know who's running in my congressional district. I'm in CD6,
right.
and my representative is uh, Brittany Pedersen, and she's a former state rep and who voted to, hey, let's take fentanyl and make it a misdemeanor instead of a
Oh
felony.
yeah, yeah.
And and that's some of the other crazy shit that's going on here in Colorado. Is Republicans are trying to make uh, any fentanyl that's in narcotics.
Right.
That should be a felon, and give you a lengthy sentence. And Democrats just buck that all the way, and it's like they're more worried about the drug dealer than they are about the citizen that may be dying from the stuff that's out there that's laced with fentanyl.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're finding out that 3/4 of the illegal drugs has some fentanyl in it.
Right, right. Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's mind-boggling the crap that's going through our state house here, and our governor just signs it in the law, and it's like, oh, he may veto something now and then,
Right.
uh, but
Yeah.
it's crazy what's going on here, and the brand is damaged because we got Well, we got Dave Williams, who's far off right winger, which I don't mind. It's just that it's not a good fit for the state. You got
Yeah.
and nobody wants to work together. And I know I've talked about this time and time again. And let's see. Oh yeah, somehow I got on the mailing list for this group called Rhino Watch Colorado, and they've got a wall of shame, and they'll talk up people they support, and they'll just go after certain people, and a few people that they've mentioned that are on their wall of shame is Kelly Maher, who I've known for almost 15 years. Nice lady, and she's she's part of the media. She gives the conservative side of politics. So she's on the local news here, and she'll talk about certain candidates and bills that are going through, and also amendments that are up for vote here in the next election cycle. And they're calling her Rhino, and I'm like going, that's nuts.
I think some of these groups that are, first off, like something like Rhino Watch, that's okay, rhinowatch.com or whatever. It's, yeah, they're just another group that's, in the end, they're going to hurt the Republican Party, because
Right.
who are they to say, let the voter decide who a rhino is,
Right.
Mm-hmm. Let's not besmirch. And that's been that's been the problem with the Republican Party for years, is, we shoot ourselves in the foot.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep.
This is what's happening. That's why we're losing. That's why people aren't running, or they're dropping out now, because we had Getz and a few of his guys throw their weight around and take out. Was the Speaker of the House, was McCarthy perfect? No. Yeah. But first off, it should have taken 15 votes to even get him. We should have had the party as a whole is completely
fractured.
Fractured, yeah, fractured. Mm-hmm. They're in a complete disarray, and they're saying, well, Trump shouldn't have pushed for them not to vote against that border crisis bill. Well, there was a lot of stuff in there that was bad,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
plus, they don't need a bill. I mean,
no,
there are things that the president can do right now. He doesn't need it.
The president doesn't even. All the president has to do.
Yeah, a lot of garbage in, hey, let's fund the war in Ukraine.
Yeah, and the president doesn't have to do anything. All he's got to do is, well, yeah, this president does. He's got to undo the rules that says the border patrol cannot enforce the law.
Right.
If they just let them do their job the way it's written, we got laws on the book that should stop this,
Right.
But we're not allowing our troops on the ground, our people on the ground, to do their job.
Right.
And they say, well, this is all Trump policy. No, it's not. If you go back, Obama, he was tough on the border.
Yeah, he's the one that put the kids in cages.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Clinton, he was tough on the border.
Right.
They're just, and this is why the Republicans are about to lose the House without even an election.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty sad when you have the majority and you end up losing control because everybody's quitting, because you got there's nothing wrong with the America's First people and the ideals of America first. But unfortunately, we've got 6 or 7 junior congressmen. They haven't paid their dues. They haven't put in
Right.
they haven't earned their chops yet. But yet
Right.
yet they seem to be controlling it. They are the same. I don't know, Andrew, if he's pulling their strings or
I
not.
think he is. I
I
think
think
it's
he is too. Yeah, I really do. But we've got the same sort of people in our conservative movement, like Getz and like that are doing the exact same thing that AOC and her crew are doing.
mhm.
You know, and one's no better than the other as far as when you start, because the average American is not far right or far left. We're all
Mhm.
either left of center or right of
Left
center.
center, right center.
And
Yep.
in some things, I'd be considered left of center in certain beliefs I have,
Right.
and but I am predominantly a conservative.
Mhm.
I am governmental wise a fiscal conservative. Personally, I'm not so fiscally conservative. I spend way more money than I should. But that's neither here nor there. But as far as what my government does, yeah, I'm a fiscal conservative. Uh, as far as the wokeness that has gone on, I would be considered a conservative there because I think uh, when I have to start learning uh, when I have to start
Pronouns.
learning new words for the English language because
Right.
I can look at somebody and clearly see. Now I saw one today. I was at the IHOP and I'm not plugging
Mhm.
them, but that's where I went out to have something to eat for dinner tonight, or this afternoon, and there was a person, standing
Oh.
back there, had the head shaved, had kind of little curlies hanging down, just 2 little strands of hair and curls hanging down, had a man bun of, actually it wasn't quite a man bun, it was long hair. They pulled it up in a ponytail and had it flipped up like that, and then they had a mohawk finish the rest of it.
Oh.
I wasn't sure, but it almost looked like a girl that needed a shave, or it was a guy that was playing for the other team.
Ah. Okay.
you know, and
Mhm.
I wasn't sure, but it's like, wow. And it's
Mhm.
like, people
Yeah.
are weird looking. I mean, I'm
Oh
no,
yeah. Mhm.
and I don't, and so these young people, I just like shake my head sometimes, but
Mhm.
that's just me because I'm old.
I'm
But
just being me.
yeah, yeah, it's
Like,
like, hey,
okay.
I've got pictures. I showed some. We had dinner at the Golden Corral after the funeral last Wednesday,
Mhm.
this last Wednesday, and we started talking. And she's not really my niece. She's actually my second cousin, but she was raised as Judy and I were her aunt and uncle. And
Mhm.
uh, thank you, Waypoint New England. I am glad to be back. I appreciate it. But uh, her husband, when he first introduced, the first thing Judy said was, when she saw him, and she says, "Well, you're brave for wanting to be part of this family." And because he said, "I didn't know her from Adam," And I said, "Well, it takes a lot to be part of this family." Of course, they've been married like 35 years now,
Mhm.
and they just have treated me, and they treated me with such great respect, and treated Judy. They just loved her, But and it was heartbreaking for him. But because when he showed up, he had tattoos, he had long hair, and all of this stuff. He just gotten out of the Navy, and I said, "Hey, because the basic was, with that long hair, you're going to get ate alive." Of course, then he met our son Patrick, who doesn't have hair now, but back then had hair down to his waist, you know, and he was worried, about that. But then I showed him a picture of me and Judy with our afros. He looks at that and says, "My God, that's a hell of a perm." I said, "Son, that ain't a perm. That was real. That was
Mhm.
My hair didn't start going straight until I hit 60.
Right.
Don't know why, but now it's straighter than it's ever been.
Hmm.
It still curls when it gets real long on the end, but
Right.
most people's hair does that. But
Right.
I said, yeah. I said that was mine and Judy's wedding picture. I had an afro, and I said that was all. Judy's was a perm, but mine was natural. And
Right.
so I look back at that and I said, yeah, you kids nowadays, you are going to have a lot to have to look back on and say, oh my God, wait until wait until your kids come in showing you, their pierced scrotum or something because,
Right.
well, Dad was pierced everywhere. Why shouldn't I? Here, Dad, look.
Yeah.
Now who's calling? Yeah, that's, I
Uh,
got a bunch of phone calls I'm going to have to follow here in a few minutes.
all righty. We're almost towards the end. We got
Hey, Mike.
Mike, Sarge Drone Guy. Good to see you, Mike. Good to see you. Boy, we've got a good crowd tonight. We got up to 30. I think that's the biggest crowd I've seen.
Crowd we've had, yeah.
Yeah.
And Ronnie is thanking you for the
Yes.
toffee, and I want to thank you for the toffee. That was nice, and the
Oh,
drone.
good. You got the
Yeah.
drone.
Yeah, I got to scare the dogs with it. I turned it on, and it.
Oh.
They I got to scare them with it.
Oh,
I
cool.
got it off the ground a little bit, kind of bounced
Oh,
it. Yeah.
cool.
But it's
Cool.
a fun little drone. It really is, and
Okay, that's great.
looks just like a DJI, but about half the size. So
Yeah,
this
but you
this
gotta
must be
manually
a
adjust
Tamu
the-
DJI.
Yeah. Hmm.
But let me
Well,
tell you,
I
those
got-
lights are bright.
Oh, okay.
It's got 2 lights on front.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh yeah, and they're brighter than hell. They're 2 LED lights. And
Oh.
yeah, they definitely are bright. So
Oh, great.
cute little drone. Cute little drone. Thank you.
Well, I got another one just like it. I will be giving away. Oh, I might wait until after I get back from the Philippines.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm glad you got your package. I thought, I'll throw a little extra in
Oh,
there.
that extra! Oh, I love that. I was
Yeah.
surprised to see that not only just to see the toffee, but to see the extra, and the card was very nice. I appreciate it, and
Mhm.
and again before
Yeah.
before we
Took
close,
me
I want
5
to thank.
minutes to take that.
Yeah, well, that's a good 5 minutes spent because you
Yeah,
did a
there
good
you
job.
go.
But I want to thank everybody who's been so supportive of me while the last 2 months of dealing with Judy's health, and then the last 2 weeks dealing with her loss, and just know that I'm not going to pop myself off. I'm not yes, heartbroken, yes, depressed, yeah, probably, but
Yeah.
I'm too. As one of my counselors told me years ago, I'm just too egotistical to kill myself.
Yeah. Well, everybody in the chat, I want to thank you all for coming, and please spread the word. Let's grow this channel. I want to see more than 30 people watching. It'd be great if I get up to 100. It'd be like Dono who gets 100 plus, and Ken Herron will get like 300 at a time.
He generally runs around 400.
Yeah.
So
Everybody have a great week. Oh, and have a great
Easter,
Good Friday.
Good Friday, and Easter.
And Easter next week. So
Yeah.
take care. God bless, and catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Good night, folks.
Good night, everybody. Thanks again.